No, it's been a great tour so far. We've done, yesterday was the 6th press conference we did for this fight in 5 different countries. We had the initial press conference right after Murray's fight. That he fought here last time when Gennady was here at the fight, and we announced actually the fight officially. And then Gennady went to Kazakhstan, we had a press conference there. Then to London, where we had the press conference with both Murray and Gennady together. And then in Mexico City, where Gennady got his WBC belt. And then the last one was in Los Angeles, California, where he broke all the records in his last fight for the attendance at the StubHub Center. So we're really excited about it. We did a lot of work promoting the fight. We expect a lot of big reaction from the international media and boxing fans for Gennady's big drama show that he's going to put on Saturday. And it puts things in historic perspective, where he has the same amount of title defenses. He has 12 title defenses, the same as Marvin Hagler and Felix Sturm. And Hagler fought here about 25 years ago in Monte Carlo. Carlos Monzon also fought here in Monte Carlo. And it just puts things in historic perspective with Murray being rated #1. And our goal outside the ring is to get the highest rated and most competitive fights for him inside the ring. And that's what I think we've achieved for Saturday, and we expect to have a great performance on Saturday night.
Was there 9 weeks before the fight, 1 week here? Great sparring. Julius Jackson, Paul Mendez, and David Emisiri helped us with the sparring. Came in at weight, came in at 170, which is usually his weight. Unlike some of the other times, he put on a little muscle this time and went up to 172 in a 30-day weigh-in, but 7-day weigh-in, we were 163 before our run at a hospital in Big Bear. So we did real well. I think that everything that we tried to accomplish this time, we accomplished. Martin Murray is a tough challenge, but Martin Murray is another one in line for, or a step in line for Gennady to become a star, even bigger star. Monte Carlo has been very hospitable. We've enjoyed it every time we've been here. Hopefully everything goes well on Saturday night. We'll come back again soon.
Thanks. Gennady, you want to see how excited you are to be in Monte Carlo? Third time?
I love Monte Carlo. I'm very happy to be here again. More respect to family, to King family. Respect to my team, who work with me. Just respect my opponent, Martin Murray. Martin, he's a great challenger. I think he's best challenger of my career right now. I think it's a good fight for us. Not pressuring for me, just I understand my situation. This is very serious business. Every step is bigger. Every step by step, every step is bigger. I hope so. After Murray, of course, right now my focus on Martin, and I want more. I want next time maybe Miguel Cotto, maybe it's bigger name, like every step bigger.
What can we expect new? Are we going to see the same Gennady Golovkin, or can we expect something new on a technical point of view?
No, every fight is different. Maybe couple rounds. Just look at him. Just what do you want? He want decision. I ready to decision. He want fight. I want like harder, like street fight. I can. Like for close distance, I ready to close distance. Just saying what I ready to him. I ready 100%.
Are you saying that he's gonna give the tune of the game? You're gonna adapt yourself to him?
No, I think so. My control. I think my control. Fight my control. Just first rounds. I look at him. What do you want? Just his tactic. I look his tactic.
Abel, do you have a feeling if this fight will last 12 rounds, or do you feel that around the middle rounds, Gennady will end up stopping him?
Well, we train for 12. We always train for 12. It all depends on Martin. It's not that we're going to adapt to him, but if Martin comes out to make it a street fight, then it's going to end real quick. If he comes out and tries to box and try to go into a shell and survive, then it may be a little longer. But we're ready for 12. We train for 12. It really depends on how difficult Martin makes it to catch him.
Usually when Gennady hits someone, they go into their shell. So are you expecting that?
We're expecting that, but he can only go into a shell for so long. If he goes into a shell in the early part of the fight, you're not looking at more than 3 or 4 rounds after that. Eventually, Gennady's going to pot shot him and find the spot because he's good at finding that opening to close the show. So whether it's in the middle of rounds or late rounds, it all depends really on Martin as far as how much running he does.
Gennady, you're a very nice guy, always smiling. When you get in the ring, how do you channel that inner killer? I mean, like, at what point does that all change?
Are you serious? No, just a bit different. This is my life, just inside ring and outside ring. Outside I'm like gentleman, just my father, just inside is my job. Just big different life, big different situation, big different.
Is it like a bull? You just see red. It's like when you get in the ring.
No, I'm very smart. No, I'm in the ring. I'm triple G. Outside, I'm a regular boxer, regular guy.
Gennady, a major champion, 12 title defenses. You're on top of the mountain. How do you stay there? What keeps you motivated?
I think I feel this is my start, My start is not finished. I want maybe four fights this year. And my goal is just all the belts in middleweight division. I want unification fight. I want biggest fight, like pay-per-view fight.
Yeah.
This is my motivation. Who is the best? Who is number one in the middleweight division, and who is number one in the world? Just who is number one. Just who is who. It's my motivation.
Yeah. You've been boxing for a very long time. 350 amateur fights, 31 as pro, lots of fights, lots of training camp. Don't you ever fatigue mentally? And how do you keep? Do you still love it, or is it just a job?
Absolutely, this is my life. You're right. You're absolutely right. I know boxing. I love boxing. This is my life.
What do you love in boxing?
I love sport. Just I don't know. Maybe my mentality, like who is better. Like it's not fight, not street fight. This is sport first. This is first sport, and like who is serious, who is number one, who is better every time competition, who is better is perfect.
But you could play tennis. What specifically in boxing you taking punch?
No, tennis is tennis. Tennis game. Boxing is not game. This is serious business. This is not. I like contact. Tennis is not contact. Tennis is. I don't know. Tennis is tennis.
Your son, Vadim?
Yes.
What's his name?
Vadim. Yeah.
Daddy, I want to do boxing. What will you answer him?
No, it's a big different life. Just my life and before. It's too close to boxing. Life, and his life. He has a lot of relax. Maybe he like playing.
You play tennis.
he like tennis. He like tennis. He like basketball. He like soccer. Big different life for him and for me. My life before just my goodness, I remember that.
You've talked well about Martin Murray. What have you made of Martin Murray's previous fights, especially his previous world title fights? And have you trained differently to adapt to his style?
Yes, I saw fights Martin. I remember I watched fight with Felix Sturm first. Very close fight, and Martin, he's smart guy, you know, he's big guy, he's strong guy. And he had two title fights, right, with Sergio Martinez too. Very close fight with Sergio. He beat him 2 times, knocked him down 2 times. He's very good opponent for me. Very big test for me.
Do you think he'll be your toughest test today?
I hope so. I think so. Yeah. I don't know. This is boxing. You know, he gave me a chance. Maybe first round, I did.
Gennady, Martin Murray seems to perform better under adversity, as we've seen him go to Germany, as you mentioned, as we've seen him go to Argentina. Do you think that's going to excite you and bring the best out in you?
You're right. I think it's everybody. You know, it's more motivation, maybe more. It's different class. You know, ugly boxing like last fight with Dominic Spada is. It's ugly boxing. You know, just for both, not just for Martin, just for both. In big class like first class, better opponent, he's much better. You're right. I think I promise big show, big event, amazing show.
Martin said he feels he's capable of causing an upset. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah. Everybody feel. Everybody feel. You know, everybody has a big chance.
Martin Murray's coming into this fight very confident. Do you think that he's overlooking your power?
I think it's better for him. No, he understands. He understands 100%. I think it's better for him, you know, he's not scared. It's better for everybody, just for like big present for everybody. Because he is not scared, he's smart, he has plan for fight. Interest, very interest.
Tom, by this time for the last fight, you had already had this opponent announced for Gennady. Is there any word on a next opponent for him?
No, not yet. I mean, it's my job, just like Abel strategizes in the ring, and Gennady prepares in the ring, focused on Murray 100%. It's my job, because of his activity, to plan ahead. But we don't have anything lined up yet. I mean, it really depends a lot on the WBC situation. Obviously, he's got to be victorious on Saturday, but he's the mandatory challenger to Cotto. Cotto doesn't have an opponent announced yet, and that whole situation's in flux right now. So we'll know a lot more after this fight, and certainly by next week.
Have you heard anything about if he's waiting for this fight to kind of?
About Floyd or
yeah. Well, no, not on that. No, but if Miguel's waiting for maybe Gennady to finish this fight to kind of start negotiations for that.
I think it's safe to say Miguel is not waiting for Gennady.
Yeah.
He's looking for a lot of different options besides having to fight his mandatory obligation, but those are the rules of the WBC, and we'll see what we can work out on that side.
This is your third defense of the WBA Super Championship, Gennady. What would it mean to you to unify the division and get a shot at Cotto?
I hope so. You know, Miguel, for speaking, he's a great champion. He's a big name. I think big fight for Miguel. I hope so.
With your knockout power, do you think a lot of other fighters are afraid to get in the ring with you?
Yes.
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. No, it is.
I can answer that question. I make a lot of calls and don't get many answers as far as people don't say no, that they don't want to fight him. They just
Say yes.
have other plans, other opponents not available. When he's fighting, it's just an interesting situation. You know, he's the world champion, and people just don't want to take the risk. They'll go any different direction to fight for a different title besides fighting him. So it's a big challenge getting opponents in the ring, and that's why we have a lot of respect for Murray, because he is rated #1 and could have certainly taken a different path to get to a world title fight, and he chose the best. He chose to prove himself against the best, against Gennady.
Tom, it seems like Gennady seems to get a lot of slack as far as from the fight fans and everybody saying that he hasn't lined up a really big opponent. How frustrating is that, knowing on your end you guys are trying and no one's stepping forward?
I've made it clear to everybody. I mean, you know, I'll work with any promoter to get the best available fight for him. You know, we saw that with the Curtis Stevens fight in New York originally. You know, Rosado, in New York, the fights here, and that's really been his mantra to me is he wants the best available guys, and we can't force someone to get in the ring with them. Like we saw with Chavez last year. I mean, Top Rank offered him $7 million to fight as a guarantee to fight Gennady, and if he lost, another guarantee of $5 million. So if you're not going to fight him for $12 million as a guarantee, it's hard to say, to force someone to get in the ring. But he's proven his marketability, brings a lot of financial support to the table now with HBO, with his sponsorships, with his ticket sales. So a lot of that's going to change, and I think if we can get some movement on the Cotto situation after this fight, then I think that'll be a big step in the right direction.
Have you considered Carl Froch?
Oh, absolutely. Every time I mention Carl to Eddie Hearn, who Eddie's a close friend of mine, by the way, and I have a lot of respect for him and everything that he, all the great shows he promotes in England. But Eddie's a perfect example. I don't get an answer from Eddie. It's just like, they wanted to try the Chavez situation, but I made it clear that Gennady would fight Froch at 168 pounds. Wouldn't be any issues with the weight. Carl proved his marketability by filling the stadium with 80,000 fans against the Groves fight, and he's clearly a proven warrior, and so Gennady would have no problems going to the UK, fighting him at 168, and that would be a huge event, in the UK, with all of Gennady's fans coming and all the international television. I think that would be a great event.
Gennady, you're in your physical prime right now. How much time do you see yourself continue, and what do you want to achieve?
Of course. I'm a sportsman. Right now my focus 160. In the future I'm going to 168. Just, of course, there's more power, more speed. Not more conditional, just same. I'm going downstairs, just 154, more speed, just.
But what do you want to achieve? At the end of your career, what do you want to achieve? What is your ultimate goal?
I don't know. I never see my achieve, I never see my finish. Maybe just right now, maybe start, never thinking, just finish. I feel it's great. I hope so. I have maybe 5-7 years. Talking later with you.
Seeing that nobody wants to fight you, really, Gennady, do you feel that you maybe need to be a bit more vocal? Like how Manny was finally vocal to get the Mayweather fight, do you feel you kind of have to do that to maybe get Cotto in the ring, to get the fans really saying, hey, stop not wanting to fight Gennady?
I can't. It's my job just in the ring. Ready for promotions.
He's telling you, Tom, you gotta be vocal.
Gennady, part of your brand is the knockout. And you said just before, if you want to go to the decision, I'll go to the decision. Honestly, going to the decision, would it be a disappointment for you? Or thinking about the future, you would need 12 rounds in the engine?
Right now I understand, no. Right now I need decision fight because I never tried 12 rounds. Never tried. Maybe like, just I need decision fight, like maybe I show everybody my class. Not just one punch to see. My boxing. Show my boxing, and I tried 12 rounds. Maybe for future, big fight with Miguel, Canelo, Chavez Jr., Carl Froch. This is very difficult fight.
Don't you think people would be they're expecting a knockout from you? Because you bring people who don't know boxing and they want someone to fall on the canvas. That people would be disappointed if you don't deliver a knockout?
I think so, no. Just right now, everybody wants knockout, yeah. And everybody understands, like, big fight, decision fight. Because just who is who. Of course, this knockout is easy fight, like lucky punch or one punch, and that's it. Like sometimes sometimes it's much better like decision fight, just like not like one punch like both eyes like this. Oh, it's finished. Oh, I'm big champion now. Maybe sometimes it's much bigger, long fight.
The same question to the coach, Abel Sanchez. Do you want him to work on 12 rounds or to finish easy, early?
Obviously, anybody that trains a fighter at this level trains for 12 rounds, every fight. As a coach, and I'm sure management and promoter, we want to see what we have. We know that he can punch, we know that he can box, we know that all the things that he can do, but unfortunately he hasn't shown it to the public at large. But as he said, fights with those elite names can be just as exciting as a knockout. Take, for instance, Pacquiao-Marquez fights. You know, it goes 12 rounds, but one guy gets dropped, another guy gets dropped, and it's an exciting fight. So it can be just as exciting in a 12-round fight. But for us, I think, and for him, he has this doubt in his head. Can we do 12 rounds at that pace and at that level? I think, and we think he can, but until he does it, he won't be satisfied within himself that he can.
And of course, as an elite coach, you're aware that a puncher, when his opponent doesn't go down, can duck also, no?
Yes and no. It all depends really on the fighter, and it depends on the training, and it depends on the preparation, and it depends on somebody understanding that not everybody's going to go down. There's guys that are just going to be unstoppable. There's been some in history that have been unstoppable, so he's not going to be able to knock everybody out. He may be able to knock them down and hurt them, but our point would be to win one round at a time, and if it goes 12, it goes 12. If it doesn't, that's great. But I don't think that he would get discouraged if he didn't knock somebody out, because he knows he can hurt them, and if he hurts them and drops them, or hurts them and they don't go down, that's okay too. But the punishment accumulates, and actually it's worse for the opponent that he gets 12 rounds of a beating and he gets knocked out with one shot. So I think it's more of a just to safeguard and to be sure that we can go 12 against an elite fighter.
If it goes 12 rounds, what would be satisfying? What do you want him to work? Precision, accuracy? Or?
Everything that we do in the gym, everything that we work on in the gym, and everything that he wants to practice that he doesn't get a chance to practice because it becomes, I don't want to say too easy, but it becomes pot shots for him. It's he can hit anybody anytime he wants, so he doesn't get to practice some of the harder things that we do in the gym. He does the easy things because that's all it takes right now. Those are the things that he wants to make sure that he experiences in a fight.
Abel, what makes him special? What separates him from chasing pack?
A lot of things. It starts with a Kazakhstani amateur program that has had some great amateur fighters. It all starts there. Second, I would say that his God-given heavy hands. Third, I would say he's experienced 350 amateur fights. There's not a situation he hasn't been in. There's not a style he hasn't seen. There isn't a fighter that he hasn't, a height, a weight. So his confidence inside the ring comes from all that background, and the adaptability that we've practiced in the gym regarding cutting off the ring and setting up punches, setting traps, all the little things that he's been able to learn since we started together make him really unbeatable right now. What happens in the future, that's why the 12-round fight is an important fight, so that we can see if we can do those same things in the 9th and 10th round, those traps and those things that he does so well in the early rounds, can that be duplicated in the later on in the fight. So, but there's a lot of reasons why. If I was to give you one, I would say his mentality, his intelligence inside the ring.
Abel, how would you assess Martin Murray's career so far, the fights you've seen of his?
I think Gennady and I discussed, he's an uncrowned champion. He beat, in my opinion, I saw that both fights without any sound, and he beat Sturm and he beat Martinez. He's a big middleweight. He's very skilled. He's not afraid. Obviously, he's gone to parts of the world where he didn't belong, and he came out really smelling like a rose. But he hasn't fought Gennady. He hasn't been punched by Gennady. But we're expecting a tough challenge. We're not discounting anything that he's done, but he still has to step in the ring with Gennady.
Gennady,
One more question, guys.
about the power everyone talks about, the power you possess. Is that a gift, or is that something you had very small, or is that something you worked for?
No, of course, it's hard work every day. Just thank you very much for my team, for my coach. It's not just power. This is speed, this is timing, this is the decision. This is situation, this position. It's not just power.
But you have a gift.
Of course, yeah.
Tommy, maybe some closing comments?
It's just really just to sum it up, what we've said is I think we'll see a very competitive fight on Saturday. And the only way Gennady can prove how good he is by the challengers in the ring with him. And that's why, whether it's a Froch, whether it's a Chavez, a Canelo, a Cotto, whoever the biggest names are, that's the only way he can prove that. And definitely Martin Murray is right there at the top of the middleweight division.